Good morning and welcome to yoga. My name's Sarah. I'll be guiding you through your practice today. First part of yoga is just showing up. We want to be more flexible. We want to be less rigid. We want to find our breath when we feel tight, tense, stressed, worried, overworked. But so often we have to know and just accept that it's a practice. So it might not come easy the first time or the second time, but everything you're doing is useful. All the breath work, all of the movement, and all the poses, that's asana. We'll get started on our mat. And if you have a mat at home, awesome. If you don't, you can also use a beach towel. So if you're new to yoga practice and you're just like, I don't even know. We won't use a lot of Sanskrit terminology today. We're just going to feel what's showing up in our body, starting with our breath and then moving into movement. Okay. So just find a comfortable seat. If your hips are really, really tight, I want you to take more of an athletic shape, maybe even, bending your knees and taking your elbows to your knees. Fuller half lotus is also available if you've been coming for a while. I invite you to take your feet to the hip creases, hips above the knees, hands at your knees, or maybe in a pile on your lap. And we'll start here, noticing our breath, noticing fluctuations of the mind. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly, your ribs, your chest. Empty out the breath, chest, ribs, belly. Deep breath in. Spine grows nice and long, feeling space in between the vertebrae. And exhale through your nose. Let's find some power here with our breath. This next round of breath in through your nose, constrict the back of your throat. This is Ujjayi Pranayama, just means ocean breath, victorious breath. Exhale through your nose, but like you're closing off a valve in the back of your voice box, like a Darth Vader-y, almost like you're fogging up a mirror, like a but your mouth remains closed. So it's an in and out breath through the nostril rings, and it's a closing off of the valve in the back of the voice box. I want you to take 3 of these breaths on your own, moving through that dynamic wave of breath in through the nose, hits the base of the spine, belly, ribs, chest opens. Exhale, constrict the back of your throat, chest, ribs, belly, almost like a tide is receding. So this is not just breath. This is changing your body on the cellular level. This is combating stress, combating worry. Let's take a couple more of these on our own. Flicker your eyes open. We'll take our hands to our heart, bow your head, and uncross your feet, making our way onto our tummy. And it's on your stomach, I want you to set an intention for the class. So often we just move through workouts or we move through yoga even, and we never take time to focus on our why. So with your hands like a pillow stacked on top of each other, I want you to take some deep breaths here, feeling every touch point from belly, chest to mat. And if you get quiet enough, you might even feel your heart beat underneath you. And in this moment in your mind's eye, I want you to set an intention for why you think you need yoga. We all come to the mat for different reasons, to quiet the chatter of the mind, more self-love, to find calm, to find peace, to be more flexible, both on and off the mat. Just take a moment here. And then we'll introduce this slow movement by bending our knees and windshield wiping your feet from left to right. Trying to make our breath fluid and even. Let's take the opposite temple to the hands. Windshield wiping your feet from left to right. Beautiful. And now from here, put your hands underneath your shoulders, curl under your toes.
Really squeeze the glutes, hug the muscles to your bones, push into the earth from heel of your palm to fingertip of your middle finger. Move into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet, walk your dog from side to side, release the weight of your head from your neck. And this is just called walking our dog, taking a little stroll here through the backs of the legs, opening up the backs of the knees. Hips are high. You can create a micro bend in your knees to keep your hips higher if you'd like. And then from here, we'll start to walk your feet all the way up to your hands for your first forward fold. And we'll hang heavy here. Elbows connect to your hands. And sway, rock from side to side. Find some stillness, hands find the mat. Separate your feet about the width of the mat. Right hand plants. Inhale, left arm up. Gaze up. Breath is a gift. Breath is our driver here. Left hand down, inhale, arm reaches to the sky, right arm reaches. And what I mean by that is just, it's a breath practice. Every time you step onto your mat, if you are not breathing first, then we've kind of missed the whole point of yoga. Heel toe your feet together, and bone by bone, slow like you're moving through water, let's come all the way up. All right, we'll start with a sun salutation. We use a set series of poses to warm up the spine. So if you think of the spine moving 7 different directions, that's what we're going to move into. Arms at your side body, gaze up, tuck your chin slightly, find that most beautiful mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, you're at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, walk or float it back. On the toes or on the knees, plank to chaturanga, exhale. Roll over the toes, big breath in, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, curl under your toes, hips go high, Adho Mukha, down dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or lightly float, you're at the top of your mat. And bone by bone, roll all the way up. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, walk it back, chaturanga. Roll over the toes, breathe in, big breath in here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot in between the hands. Dial down the back heel, arms up, look up, warrior one. This is Virabhadrasana 1. Your hips are towards the front of the house, your arms are up, and you're lunging pretty deep in this right leg. You're facilitating a twist in the hips. Breathe in. On your out breath, take your hands down, step your right foot back, down dog. Step the left foot in between the hands, dial down the back foot, warrior one. Check in with your breath. Fluidity is our goal. Exhale, hands down, front foot steps back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands. And slowly roll all the way up. All right, inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit in an imaginary chair, keep your gaze lifted, sternum up, belly in, knit your ribs in, inhale. Exhale, arms go back, fly. Roll your shoulders in your back pockets. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fly. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, step your left foot back. We are in crescent lunge. Bring your arms up. And we'll slowly drop the back knee, top of the back foot down. Anjaneyasana, this is a modified crescent lunge. Your arms are lifted, your tailbone's rooted. Your breath is fluid. Let's shift our hips back, taking our hands on either side of our front leg. And you can pour your top body over your leg, taking your nose to your knee or your chin to your shin. This is half split. And if you want to find some movement here, you can move into almost like a modified runners into your half split. We lift pretty tight in the hamstring, especially if we run or we cycle or we lift. And without judgment, just noticing. Walk your hands forward, curl under the back toes, and we'll make our way to downward facing dog again. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or lightly float. You're at the top of the mat. Bone by bone, roll all the way up. We're moving back into chair pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, reach to the left. So we're opening up to the left. Revolve chair. Inhale, reach. And exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, reach. Exhale, step the right foot back. Inhale, come up, crescent lunge. Drop the back knee, top of the foot down. Anjaneyasana, this is modified crescent lunge. One more breath here. And then on your exhale, straighten out your leg. Keep your hip points pretty even for your half split. And the front toes can be pointed. You can also flex the foot, pulling the toes towards the kneecap. If you need to find some rocking movement here, you can go there. You don't have to. And then we'll straddle the front foot, curl under the right toes, send the left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or float. You're at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. And exhale, forward fold. Roll all the way up to standing. Inhale, take your arms up over the head. And on your out breath, let's take a side lean over to the right. So we are reaching, reaching, reaching right. You are almost like a banana shape. Gaze up towards your elbow. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the left. Gaze up towards your elbow. Let's do that again. Inhale, open, maybe up and back. Exhale, up and right. Inhale, reach high. And exhale over to the left. Inhale, up and back. And exhale, forward fold. Take your hands to your sacrum so your palms are together and your fingers are interlaced. We're bending the knees and then taking the hands up over the head. Beautiful. Slowly roll out of this. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step it back for chaturanga. Roll over the toes. Let's pause a moment in cobra. For cobra, your hips and your thigh bones are on the mat. Gaze to the right. Shoulders slide down your back pockets. Gaze forward. On your out breath, gaze left. Gaze forward. And we'll rock the hips back to child's pose. Balasana, forehead down. Pause a moment here for just a moment. And we'll take 5 deep belly breaths here. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Child's pose is a beautiful place to stay if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling tired. It can be energizing and it can bring peace to the mind and the body. From here, let's walk our fingers together, elbows down, palms together. Take your hands over your head. So this is a nice shoulder opener. It gets into the musculature of the side of the rib cage, also underneath the arms. I want you to visualize the breath moving to the spaces behind the heart. The back ribs, the spinal cord, the back of the lungs. Beautiful. Let's take our hands down, gaze up, push into your box or tabletop. Inhale, open the belly, so your belly will drop, but your heart will lift. This is cow pose. On your out breath, let's find that spooky cat. Tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis, gaze at your navel. We're looking for a stretch in the cervical and the thoracic spine. If you feel like your posture's been suffering lately, inhale, open to cow. It's a great 2 poses to incorporate into your daily life. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis, cat. Inhale, open. There is a connection between stress response and posture. And when we're stressed or depressed or sad or anxious, our posture actually suffers. Inhale, open. So we use yoga. I know I use yoga to counter that, and you can feel your posture on a bad day. And without judgment, maybe drop it into cat-cows, giving your body some love. All right, from here, let's extend our left leg. Extend it really long. Now extend your right hand forward, your thumbs pointing up. And we'll take it out to the side for a little hip opener. Ooh, little airplane action. Take it back to center. And let's take your knee to the elbow. Inhale, open. And exhale, plant the hand, plant the knee. Let's try it on the opposite side. So extend the right foot, left hand, breathe in, breathe out, take it to the side, breathe in, lengthen up, breathe out, knee to elbow, and hand down, knee down. Big circles here, left, right. Whenever I offer this in a group class, everyone looks around and they're like, what the heck? What am I going to do when, I don't think I'm doing it right? And I think that it's a huge issue in yoga. We think that we're going to come to the mat and look stupid or not be good enough, or, I don't like that. So let's ditch that narrative. I just want you to feel your body in space, and any of those spaces, especially in the hips, where you feel a tension or a tightness, I want you to sink into it. And instead of avoiding it, I want you to really lean into it. So I have a little twinge here. The nooks and crannies of the hips hold a lot of emotions. And the more we can work out and through them, the lighter we can be. Beautiful. Come to center, neutral spine, neutral neck. And from here, let's take our left leg extended, cross your midline, plant the toes for a nice calf stretch. You can drop down to your forearms if you need a little bit more. Beautiful. And let's come back to the other side. So extend the right leg, cross your midline, plant the toes, kick your hips back. Beautiful. Let's come back to center, hop up onto your hands, and we'll cross the ankles behind us. Bring it through to seated. One of my most favorite poses is boat pose. It's such a strengthening pose, and we've been working a lot today in the spine. So our spine should be nice and straight. It's moved all 7 directions. It's completely warm. Pull your knees into your chest. Hug them in really, really close. You just take your hands and stick them right in that crease that you just made, right underneath your kneecap. Spine is nice and straight. Roll your shoulders up and back, slide them into your back pockets. So we're finding like we're squeezing a pencil in between our scapula. All right, from here, lift your toes. You'll have to lean back just a little bit. I want us to all maintain a neutral neck and a straight spine, and make sure that whatever degree your flexibility allows, we don't hunch. So the second you find this shape, like a C shape with your back, you've gone a little bit too far. So let's take our knees up. Maybe they're perpendicular, maybe they're parallel. Maybe you don't need the help of your hands anymore to hold the backs of your legs. You can keep them at your side body for a challenge. And again, find your edge here. You can also catch your big toes. Core engaged, sternum lifted. It's not about the length and the position of the legs. It's all about the core. It's all about the straight spine. You can internally rotate your legs. It helps get them up a little bit higher. Beautiful. And now we'll plant the feet. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lead with your lowest rib. Grab your toes or your feet or your ankles, whatever you can catch. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. We'll pull our left foot in. All right. From here,
we take this left hand, reach forward, hook the knee, maybe take a bind. If that didn't serve you today, you can leave your hands at your heart and just grab this foot. If you took the bind today, inhale, lengthen through your spine, and exhale, forward fold, knee to nose. Keep the right foot flexed, toes towards the kneecap. Couple more breaths here. Inhale, look up. And we'll open up for a half butterfly. Same thing here. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, lead with your lowest rib, grab your foot. Beautiful. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, look up. We'll plant the left hand behind us. So we have, if you've lost kind of where we are in space, your left knee is still bent and your right leg still extended. Take your left hand behind you. We're coming up to the left knee and the right foot for a modified side plank into gate pose. Tee out your arms, take your left arm up. Feels so good to open up through the intercostals. That's your rib cage. Those are your breathing muscles. The more you stretch them, the bigger you breathe. Beautiful. Let's come out of this and back onto your seat. So moving right into the opposite side, we'll pull our right knee in, extend your left leg in front of you. Palm out. So shift your right hand forward, flip your palm, hook the top of the elbow, and we'll stay here, or we can find a nice fold. If you didn't catch the bind, that's okay. Hand to foot, nose to knee. Fluidity in your breath is your goal. If you lose sight of it, no matter where you are in the pose, on the way down, I want you to breathe. Get away from what it looks like and get more into what it feels like. Beautiful. Inhale, look up, and we'll take our foot to our thigh, open up through the right hip. So right leg is bent, it's open, left leg still in front of you. Inhale up, exhale forward. Beautiful. Inhale, look up, and exhale, roll, release. So with all of this stationary, keep your feet where they are. Take your right hand behind you, hop up onto your right knee for a modified side plank. Top hand and core pull you up into gate pose Parigasana. Beautiful. Coming all the way out of this, let's take both knees to the mat. If you have a blanket or a towel, or even like a sweater, if you have sensitive knees. I have sensitive knees, I just don't like to put them on the mat, especially if it's wood floor. Carpet's a little bit better than the studio, but place your knees on your little blanket that you've made. You can also roll up your mat, just make it a little bit more squishy. All right, so for this, we're in half camel. Half camel. Feet are flat, shoelaces down. And for half camel, all we're going to do is take the left hand to the left heel. If you can't quite reach it, take your left hand to your left hip, okay? And it's a big breath in. We'll take this right arm up, up, up to the back diagonal. So if you caught the heel, awesome. If you didn't, great. Either way, it's something we're moving forward to. And the pose is not the goal, the breath in the pose is the goal. And you'll find that here your belly's constricted. Can we find the space to breathe? Beautiful. Coming out of this, we'll take the opposite hand to the hip or to the heel for half camel on the opposite side. Squeezing your glutes, lifting up through the middle spine up. And we'll come all the way out of this, hands to your heart. Beautiful. If you'd like to take the full variation, both hands to heels, or you can take a couple breaths on each side. We'll take both hands to heels for your full expression of camel. Tuck your chin first, coming all the way up, and let's take a seat on our heels. All right. From here, hands to your heart, interlace your fingers, push the walls away, tuck your chin. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side lean over to the right. Inhale, reach high. And exhale, side lean over to the left. Inhale, reach high. And exhale, hands to your side. I invite us to take a mini Shavasana before we leave today. We have really honed in on the spine, so I hope that you walk a little bit taller today. For Shavasana, I invite you to lie down on your back. Your feet are about the width of your mat. Your palms are at side body. And I want you to notice all the places along the back side of your body that make contact with your mat or your beach towel or wherever you are. I want you to bring an awareness of the presence of the floor. It's supporting you, almost like it's holding you. And any areas of tension, especially in the spine, on this next exhale, I want you to let go of any muscular engagement and see if we can release the tension just a little bit more on our way to relaxation. And as we close with Shavasana, if you can extend the exhalations on each breath by at least 2 points or so. I invite you to stay here for as long as you need to. This concludes your spine yoga flow. All my love, all my light.